DA Sports coverage of the NFL playoffs brings us to the home of the Ravens. Sold out M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore, Maryland. Tonight, it's the AFC's turn to take center stage as we've got a wild card matchup on tap between the Cincinnati Bengals and the Baltimore Ravens. The battle for the Lamar Hunt AFC wild card game. And they'll run the option to start the drive. And not the start he was hoping for there, as he'll maybe get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Call it no gain on the game's first play. And it's second down now.
Play. 2nd and 10 at the 25-yard line.
On second down, here's the option. Quick strike out wide by Jackson. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. That's probably as simple of a throw as he'll have all game.
And good for everyone. Good for his completion percentage. Good for the receptions for the receivers. But you know how they work on that. They have footballs with no laces. So that as soon as you get the snap, you're just throwing the football. All right? You're not trying to find the laces and grip it a certain way. That takes time. Just get the ball and throw it. So that's how they practice it all the time now, too.
And he will have a Ravens first down. They needed 5 there on 3rd down. He winds up getting 7.
1st and 10 at the 37-yard line.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Off the play fake. Here's Jackson. Escaping the pressure right. Incomplete.
Yeah, that one sailed on him. You've got to make sure you give your receiver a chance to come down inbounds because they are very gifted. They'll make the circus catches, but if they make them out of bounds, that does you no good.
Jackson going to hold on to this. Jackson going to throw quickly here, complete. And this will be good for a pickup of 9 to the 46. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. He's got the first down and more inside the 40. And he will have a Ravens first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Well, they were in search of a short gain on 3rd down, and they wind up nabbing over 20 yards.
The 31-yard line.
So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 down at the 31. This is Jones. And he'll get about 3 as he's brought down to the 28.
Well, there's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
On 2nd and 7, Jackson. He sets up the screen to Jones. Give him 3 on the screen. He couldn't break free, and it's 3rd down. And they're getting him involved early.
You feel like they saw something on tape, or they just have a sense with him because he's had a good week of practice or something in that area that they want him involved. Just as you said, they want him to touch it either in the running game or the passing game, but they must like the matchups they're getting.
This will be the 8th play of the drive here. 3rd and 4. And they'll run the option on 3rd and short yardage. And he will have the first down across the 20 to the 19-yard line. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains.
The 19-yard line.
Clock rolling as we hit the midway point of this first quarter. And they go the wrong way here. Knocked back to the 20. He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. Jackson now. He'll find Dobbins out of the backfield. Give him 3 on the play, and just like that, it's 3rd down.
That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you can get out to your running back, and it could turn into a big gain downfield. But what a nice job they did getting to him quickly and holding him to a short gain.
And that'll bring up 4th down as his Cincy defense stands up on 3rd.
They really had a good drive going there, but a nice recovery by the defense these past few downs, able to knock that one away on 3rd down and bring up what I think for the offense, an unexpected 4th down here.
And the 11-year veteran bangs it through. Every possession in the postseason magnified. And look, it's just the opening drive. They didn't get the touchdown they wanted, but at least they got on the board.
They got on the board. They've got their home crowd into it as well. And remember, in the playoffs, the game slows down a little bit. So every point is precious.
And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28.
On the return, the Bengals take over 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
Burrow and the Bengals with a 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. Off of play action, he'll look to throw. Oh, he's going to air it out right over. And that's caught inside the 35. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score.
To John Ross.
John Ross, 72 yards. And the Bengals have taken the lead. They talked about stringing together some explosive plays here in the playoffs. That was a pretty explosive play.
It certainly was. And if you're going to win on the road, it certainly helps to have big playability in your hip pocket, doesn't it?
Taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25.
25-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They've been a come-from-behind team all year. They'll need to do it again as they trail early in this wild card game. A good start to the drive here as that's caught out on the left side. And I think the ball's out, but this will fortunately wind up out of bounds. They're already trailing here in this first quarter. Last thing they needed was to cough the football. Well, they coughed it up, but luckily for them, it went out of bounds.
Yeah, still a long way to go. But when you're losing, every possession takes on a little bit more importance, doesn't it? And in that case, they almost made this game a lot more difficult for themselves by turning it over. Fortunate there.
That was a lightning-fast decision that time. He just caught it and got rid of it.
Because he saw his guy was going to be open immediately. So he took the R, the run, out of the play. He took the O, the option, out of the play, and immediately got to the pass.
Now an option play on 2nd down. Looking for a cutback lane, but nothing there as he's met at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4.
It's now 3rd and 4.
from the gun. Jackson eluding the pressure. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Stephon Tuitt in there to get him for a loss of 3, and it will be 4th down.
We said it before the game, and I think it's still apparent. If these guys are going to advance in these playoffs, they're going to have to wreak some havoc coming off the edge.
Yeah, wild card round. They told us the wild card could be that defensive pressure. They showed it there. Just 34 yards on the punt there, no return. And the Bengals will have a 1st and 10 from deep in their own territory. The Bengals drive about to get going. And last time the formula was pretty simple. One play drive, long pass. That maybe they just want to do that again, right?
And that's exactly how you want to draw things up. Whether it's on your grease board, right, in your playbook, one play drive's exactly what you want on offense. What they have to be careful of is not having a letdown. It was fairly easy last time. They can't expect that going forward.
And we'll see if it's that easy here. The last run got 9. That leaves them with 2nd and a yard. Burrow going to give this to Mixon. And he'll go down just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the 1st down.
I think that's the type of run we'll continue to see throughout this game. The snow coming down, I don't expect a lot of big plays to be broken.
After 7-3 the score on EA Sports.
7, Ravens 3.
Mixon with a 1st down carry. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. That one good for 15, and the Bengals get a 1st down. The CD a lot of times like to separate speed and quickness, and they've got a back that's both. We know that he's fast in the open field, but, man, his first step is so quick, too.
It is something, isn't it? Because you think of that type of speed getting to the perimeter and turning upfield, but also when you run those inside runs, he can get into the secondary so fast the linebackers don't have a chance to react. Now, how about that play? He took a possible negative and turned it into positive yardage and slid down to avoid taking a big shot. Excellent job getting down and avoiding the big hit.
And now they will throw it with Burrow. Firing quickly here, and that's complete.
Burrow's pass.
Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes when they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air. And sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect. They give to Mixon to try to pick it up. And he won't be close to a 1st down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down.
It's now 4th.
So on now is the Clemson man, Bradley Pinion, to punt this one away. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. And this will be down by a member of the kicking team just outside of the 30-yard line.
At their own 34-yard line.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. They punted last time they had it. What steps, Charles, you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again?
Well, let's just go to the football 101, the trite expression 101. Win 1st down.
There he goes left side. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Aaron Jones, 66 yards. And the Ravens have retaken the lead.
Sometimes running plays hit or break so fast, there's no reaction time from the secondary. So I've got to give credit to the offensive line for creating that hole so suddenly. And how decisive was he to take that cut and just go? No one downfield there to stop him.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
The Bengals take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going and hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage.
And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes. Justin Matabike. It'll go as a loss of about 8 as he gets in there to drop him. Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on second down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Now a man open down the middle of the field. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he get a good head of steam going.
They snapped that at 1. Now it's Burrow. And Burrow going to be hit and taken down. They got him. Marlon Davidson in there to drop him for a 6-yard loss, and that will lead to 4th down. Here's Bradley Pinion now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Now a hit and a loose football. But this will get out of bounds, so possession will stay the same.
I don't know about you, but I can hear and feel the sigh of relief all the way up here in our booth.
That was palpable. The sideline, the friend there.
No doubt about it. Ball goes over the sideline, able to retain possession, no turnover. I know his coaches are screaming, just hang on to the ball, man.
Throwing now, Jackson on 1st down. Gets this to his running back, Aaron Jones. That one unable to develop, never got going. A loss of a couple, and it's 2nd down.
2nd and 12 at the 45-yard line.
And running with power here. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. That one good for a 1st down pickup of 18 yards.
1st and 10 at the 37-yard line.
Now Jones. And tough sledding. He'll get maybe a yard. Stop short of the 35.
The ball carrier.
But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. They'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6.
And a lot of times these plays, they either go for nothing or they go for big yardage. And here, they got to the outside, turned it upfield, and ended up getting a nice little gain out of it.
And they'll try and run the option to pick it up.
And he's going to get the 1st down as they bring him down at the 23.
Nice job there finding room to maneuver, and he worked his way into another 1st down. And look, they had great field position to start. Boy, they've done a nice job taking advantage of it.
Now they're just hoping to cap it off. Jackson fakes the give and keeps it. And he is not going to go anywhere. They're going to get to him behind the line, and that is going to get us to the 2-minute warning. Coming up at the half, we remind you that we're going to do what we've done all year. We'll get you down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. Coach will have the lowdown of what's going on here in this wild card weekend as we begin the road to the upcoming Super Bowl. And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5. Give him 5 on the screenplay, and that'll set up a 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd and 11.
They snap it at 1. Now it's Jackson. Got an open man. It's Aitman. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. They'll get 11, but still a little short. 4th down. Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they get it right at the 30-second mark of this first half. And no move to get the offense off the field. They'll stay put on 4th and 1. They'll run it with Jones. And I'm not sure he got there. Did they stop him? They did. He needed a yard. He didn't get anything. And the Bengals will get the football back. The Bengals drive about to get going. You're under 30 seconds to go. Field position not great. Time to call it a half, wouldn't you say?
Well, you know we all have that little extra gene that says let's push the envelope a little bit, right? What needs to be going through the play caller's mind right now, a potential fumbled snap that can get returned, a strip sack that can get returned, right? Any of those types of plays, that should be a deterrent to calling something that could get you in big trouble.
Now Burrow to throw on 2nd down. Now Burrow loses the football.
Much like a running back going through the line, quarterbacks have to be aware of protecting the football as well. He left it exposed that time, wound up having it knocked free, but fortunately, had an alert teammate who was able to get it.
So we're at halftime of this AFC Wildcard matchup as we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Tucker into kickoff for Baltimore.
Both teams trying to avoid being one and done in these playoffs as we start the second half of this AFC Wildcard game. The Bengals drive about to get going. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. Mixon will get it to start the second half. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4. Stop made by Marlon Davidson.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown, so a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later, and let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on 1st down.
2nd and 6, just inside the 30. Again, it's Mixon. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks, allow other people to make tackles. And when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
From the gun on 3rd down is Burrow. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over him.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound, it's hard to execute against them.
Oh, eluding the tackle. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. They'll score that a 36-yard punt, and the Ravens, they'll take over. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And on the last drive, they were in field goal range. They just opted not to kick it, didn't get it. How does that change the mentality this go around?
I don't think it changes much for the head coach because this is what he preaches all the time. Attack at all times in any spot on the field, and he likes touchdowns, not field goals. Now, your field goal kicker, you got to make sure you nurse him through and say, okay, don't worry about it. When we need you, you've got to be ready to go. And the team, of course, loves to see points on the board. So let's see if it changes a little bit if they're in the same spot again.
Yeah, we'll see what the decision is here if they get to that spot. Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. That one unable to develop, never got going. A loss of a couple, and it's second down.
36-yard line.
Jackson from the shotgun. Steps away to his left. Jackson hit, and he lost the football. And the Bengals grab it. And they will finally stop him as he's down to the 40-yard line.
Playing in snow brings so many other factors into the game. It's not just trying to take care of the ball, and we just saw there that that's difficult to do, but just trying to keep your feet and carry out your assignments and make sure you're comfortable while you're out there playing. Are you warm enough in your clothing? A million things going on, but the biggest one, hold on to the ball.
They'll try to get the run game going. This is Mixon, and he only manages a couple here down to about the 38-yard line.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost getting into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
And he's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion, but I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Call it a 3-yard gain, and that's going to make it 4th down.
3 yards.
They run for it with Mixon. And he's able to get the first here as he's taken down at the 25. A solid pickup of 5 and a very solid 4th down conversion, and defensively pure frustration. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. It's a Bengal 1st down, a pickup of 11. All right, I got to ask you, with these RPOs, essentially the quarterback has 3 options, right? So what's different from that versus the triple option that we see the service academies run at the college level?
As a general rule, the triple option at the college level, most things are called outside of the quarterback faking it to the runner and then keeping it himself and maybe having a trail back. What I mean is, in the NFL, that option to throw the football all comes about organically. It's a natural deal based on reads. In college, if you're going to throw the football for triple option, you've actually called that play.
This will be caught just inside the 10. And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. From 10 yards out. And the Bengals are once again going to retake the lead.
And that's exactly what you're supposed to do with good field position. You make the other side pay when you don't have far to go for the score.
Aldrich Rosa set to kick.
So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. Here comes Cobb. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line.
At their own 17-yard line. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going.
And last time the turnover on the fumble, and they were in enemy territory, so that had to be very frustrating. Down on the scoreboard here, can't do it again.
You nailed every part of what was frustrating. Down on the scoreboard, had a drive going, had pushed it past the 50-yard line, so they thought they were in striking distance, and to come away with nothing, not a good feeling at all, to put it mildly. Now they can't afford to do that again.
Yeah, now can they get that bad taste out of their mouth here?
And this is why aggressive defense coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
And they'll run the option on 3rd and short yardage.
He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off at about the 31. And it's a tremendous return as they finally get him at about the 10-yard line.
Well, it's a cold night, and whether you're a quarterback that wears a glove on his throwing hand or not, that ball is a rock, Brandon. You've got to really drive it through the cold and the wind, or it can take off on you. And that may have been what happened there.
They'll give it to Mixon. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal.
No gain on the
Maybe I'm wrong, but it looked like even if he had opted to keep that, I don't think there was going to be much to gain.
Seemed like it was perfectly defense, and know what they say. Those guys on the other side, they get paid too.
They'll go again here from the 10-yard line on 2nd and goal. Now it's Burrow. The quick slant caught. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. Able to get 9 out of that pitch and catch, but now 3rd and goal. Mixon trying to punch it in. What a stand so far defensively, and now that's going to bring up a 4th and goal.
no gain.
Well, if this defense can hold them to a field goal here, what a win that would be.
Not just a win on the possession, but psychologically take over the ball game. But this started with 1st and goal, so they were in 4-down territory right from the beginning. I say you finish it off and go for the touchdown.
And now before this 4th and 2 play comes to fruition, they're going to think about it and call a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. Can this defense hold them out? Here we go now. 4th and goal from the 2. They'll try and throw forward with Burrow. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Bengal TD. A 2-yard touchdown grab. And the Bengals use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6.
You get down near the goal line, this is where having a sure-handed tight end becomes a luxury, and it pays off big time, especially when the defense sells out against the run, and he finds himself open for an easy touchdown.
Aldrich Rosa set to kick off.
Now after the touchdown, here's Rosas on to kick it away.
The Ravens take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here, and sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. On second down, it's Jones. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. 12 yards there and a first down. Now, yes, a two-possession game, but a good chunk of time on the clock, so they have the ability still there to run it on second and short, but maybe they need to pick it up a bit.
You're right. They did pick up the first down there, but they, as you mentioned, they have to pick up the pace now because it's a two-possession game. They've got to get there twice to make sure they have a chance to win.
Forced out to his left. He's going to take off with it. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. The coverage may be too good that time as he breaks away for 19 with his legs and a first down.
More first down. 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line.
Five yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
32-yard.
That's a nice job there defensively, being able to diagnose that little touch pass. They saw it coming, converged on him before he could get much out of it.
On second down, here's a keeper by the QB.
That's out to the left flat and complete. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. Call that a loss of a yard, and things get a little more difficult here. 3rd and 5.
3rd and 5.
The Ravens on 3rd down. They're at 50%, 4 for 8. This will be 3rd and 5. Throwing is Jackson. The left side completion to Jones. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. Great way to convert on 3rd down there. 21 yards the play. And a two-score game, obviously, every play, every 3rd down, like we saw there, magnified. Big pickup.
It was a huge pickup. What they really want, though, is to not even get to 3rd down. They've got to maximize time and conserve as much as possible.
And they'll let the quarterback keep it here on 1st and 10.
And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. From the gun, it's Jackson. Got a man, it's caught for a Ravens touchdown. Marcel Aitman there to make the grab. And the Ravens have cut it to within a score.
Lining up for the extra.
Sometimes those tight ends are a mismatch. They found the mismatch there.
And that's exactly why you want to draw up those types of plays, because coverage is just going to go to the natural guys, the guys that make the big plays on the outside. Would you work your tight end into it? That's a tough one for a defense to handle.
Tough. They couldn't handle it. It worked out for 6.
Justin Tucker to kick off for Baltimore.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26.
The Bengals take over 1st and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going.
And this a very important drive leading in the 4th quarter of this wild card game. But this one far from over as they start out here 1st down.
Here's a throw out wide, complete to his running back right side. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. But linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
And he'll be upended at the 33 following a gain of 3. And guess what? It brings up third down.
He's taken down.
This defense starting to buckle down when they need to, and right now they're winning this fourth quarter, losing the game, but they're winning in the fourth quarter.
And what a fine line it is about what they're trying to get done, because they're down, so they obviously need the football, need a score, but they can't be so aggressive as to give up.
And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him. Marlon Davidson, his second sack of the night. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
That'll be a 41-yard punt, just 1 yard on the return. And that will come the offense as they take over. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And this wild card game, folks, it has been as good as advertised. They trail by a field goal here in the fourth, so they know they need at least 3 on this incredibly critical drive as they start out 1st and 10. Officially, it's a 1 yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 30-yard line.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. From the gun, Jackson. Caught on the right side by Jones. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5.
A gain of 5.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Got a man, and he hits him in stride.
That was just a good example of taking what the defense gave him. No one opened downfield, knew where his safety valve was, swung it out to him. He gets upfield and picks up the first down. Well done all the way around.
Play action. Now Jackson. Being chased out left. Now he'll pull it down. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a first down. 3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the fourth.
1st and 10 at the 47-yard line.
So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. They run with Jones on first down, but he'll struggle here just to get back to the line of scrimmage. No gain.
Partner, you've got about 20 coaches on your payroll, but there's 60,000 of them in the stands. I don't think any of them like that play.
And the later we go, it's starting to sound like 100,000 in here. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. And they'll get this just to the 47. 1 yard gain. They're making steady progress, but I see your face. You're worried about that clock.
I'm worried about the clock, and at some point, you have to have a splash play in there as well.
An important play right here, 3rd and 10.
And I would expect pressure here.
On 3rd down, Jackson. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete.
It drives some people crazy to see those short throws underneath. They've got to find a way to gash the defense downfield.
So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. This to tie things up in the final minute. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game. Game on the line, season on the line. They're going for it here on 4th down. Here's Jackson. That's taken in by Duvernay. The Ravens going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 45 seconds left to go in the game.
1st and 10 at the 34-yard line.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. They go play action now. Jackson, he's going to let it fly. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down. These are the spots, this stage of the game, where it pays to have speed on the perimeter, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and in the second quarter, he may very well run by him, but in this situation, I know as a defender, I'm loosening up a couple of extra steps that allowed him to run with him stride for stride.
He'll look to throw. That is caught right at the 10-yard line. Ravens going to use their third and final timeout as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this fourth quarter.
First and 10 at the 10-yard line.
So not quite a first and goal. It's first and 10 from the 10.
Now Jackson. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Devin Duvernay, the intended receiver.
And that'll bring up second down.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
After the incomplete pass, here now is second and 10. They'll look to throw. Flushed out right. And he's just going to throw this one out of bounds here. Nowhere to go with it. Incomplete. I see you nodding your head up and down. It's a very heady decision at this stage of the game. Out of the pocket, nowhere to go. Just get rid of it.
That's a smart play because you're not worried about your completion percentage, and you're also not trying to force it into bad traffic as well. Throw the ball away, live to fight another down.
This offense was on the move. Now two straight incompletions have him looking at third and 10. He's back to throw. And he's got it. It's caught for a touchdown. And they have taken the lead here in the final seconds.
How many people are watching this one right here who gave up? Because that score, they might want to try and rush back into this stadium.
Yeah, what looks like is going to be the game-deciding score, although a little bit of time left, so you can't count your chickens before they're hatched.
Well, they better come back in here and watch this one because you and I, we're not going anywhere. We want to see this one play out.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
And able to get this out to the 25.
Bengals take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going. They have a little bit of time left here, but this one not going to go their way.
And this is where, in this situation for me, you just go ahead and run out the clock, shake hands, congratulations, and move on. Because now, you're not going to make up for what's happened during the game in this last sequence.
We'll see what they do here in this last sequence. That play going for 16 yards to start the drive. First down. Back to throw. Finds his tight end Ingram. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. Another first down as he went right back to the same well, this time for 17 yards.
And a Bengal first down.
I'll tell you, far from ideal conditions to play in, but neither offense has had much trouble. Plenty of points to go around. First and 10.
A final shot now for Burrow. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. Back of the end zone. Could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete. Their season ends here. A tough way to go out.
And the goal was to not just get to the wild card game, which they did, but to win it. And so now, how negative do you look at that? They got there. had an opportunity. And for some teams, they have to lose games like this before they learn how to win them in later seasons.
So that'll do it for my partner, Charles Davis, and the best darn crew in the industry. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. The Ravens are victorious here as we say so long from Baltimore.